Hi, my name is Kerry from Sanson Fitness, and today I'm going to be taking you through a very simple exercise that you can do to help your lower back. So I've had back issues from my teens, and that's kind of why I became a health coach in the first place, of finding alternative ways and ways to make my back feel better, to move better. So I have quite a restriction in my lumbar spine, so in my lower back, which has caused issues over the years. But I managed to maintain a supple spine now through the exercise that I do, through the Qigong that I do. And I want to show you this exercise. I do this with clients who also have a lot of stiffness in their lower back. So if your lumbar spine isn't moving well, then the thoracic, the mid-back, tends to overcompensate. So for me, I'll get quite sore in the thoracic spine, and that's because it's doing a lot of the work for the lumbar spine, which isn't moving well. So if we can get that lumbar spine moving well, then when we break out into our other exercise or our everyday living, at least then our spine is moving well. So this is a great exercise just to isolate that lower back, so that we can really start to feel in whether or not it's moving well. So we're going to come into a all fours position. So we've got our knees below the hips and our hands below the shoulders and the hands flat to the floor. So just have a little, you can kind of test to see where your cat-cow is, if you like. So if you have a little bend into it. So if I just kind of go into it, I can see that my thoracic, this bit, is doing a lot of the work. And as I come into this way, you can see that the lumbar there isn't really bending too much. So let's work at opening this lower back. So as we take a breath in, we're going to drop the belly and stick the tailbone as if it's sticking up to the ceiling. And we're not going to focus on the head or the upper back, we're just going to isolate that lower back. And as you breathe out, you're going to curl the tailbone, but without coming into that upper. So just curling as much as you can. And we're just going to go between these two movements. So breathing out, tucking under, breathing in, going back. And you can kind of pause as well, so you can tuck under as you breathe out and then take a breath in and then breathe out again, and see if you can breathe air into this space. Breathing in, coming up, and then holding there, holding the movement but not the breath, and then breathing in and out. Just seeing, just focusing totally on this, on your hips, basically tucking in and pushing back. So we do say 10 of these. So if you were to do these movements in the morning or before you go to bed, this can really help to loosen it up, especially if you've been sitting on the sofa, maybe watching TV in the evening. If you did this before you go to bed, it can help you from waking up in the night or in the morning with a sore back. So do 10 of those. And then we're going to look for our tail. So we're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to bring your hip around as you look around with your head. And breathe into the center and breathe out. Again, looking over. You might find that you can see around one side easier than the other. So you're creating a little C shape with the spine, so hip comes round, head comes round. And doing this with the breath, again we're going to do 10, so that's 5 on each side. You can take this nice and slowly. If you just do it slowly with the breath, it becomes quite a meditative exercise. Let's do one more each side. I haven't counted, but you're gonna be doing it 10 if you're doing it on your own. If your hands get tired at any point, you can always give them a little shake out or just sit back and rest. And then the last move that we're going to do is a circle with the hips. So I want you to imagine you've got a pencil stuck up your butt and you're going to draw a circle. It's called Cosmic Art. So we're going to come into that lifted movement out to the side, tucking under, out to the other side, and creating that full circle with the hip, and really feeling in to how the hip is. And let's go 5 times each way, trying to draw the biggest circle you can with the whole of the hips going round the other way. So the legs are getting a little bit of movement here as well, so we're not just completely isolated to the hips, but you can if you want to. Just want you to start to feel into how that is for you. Remember, it's the lower back. The upper back is just moving as a result of the lower back moving, and we're not trying to get up into the shoulders. We're just staying in the hips. So 5 times each way. And then we're going to take it into a bit more of a freestyle movement. So now we can bend the hands and undulate. This is almost as if you're trying to wiggle the spine all the way from the head to the tailbone, as if you're undulating, and then you can turn around and you're just trying to get in. And it kind of stretches the sides a little bit, all the way up into the head. You can go fast or slow, and round, circle, but bringing a little bit of the head in. Just really get the whole spine. And you can just play around here for however long you want to. It feels good. And then you can have a little look again at how it's looking and how it feels. Like, have you got a little bit more movement there in the lower back? If you were to do a full cat-cow, how does that feel? Now you're bringing the head in, the tailbone goes up, the head goes up, breathing out, tailbone really tucks in. So even if you're doing a cat-cow, really lead from the hips so that you engage that lower back. And then you can rest it off. Give your hands a little shake. Sometimes bringing the backs of the hands together can really help release off the wrists. There you go. Let me know how you get on with that. Leave a comment, see if it was helpful. Like I say, the morning and the evening, or any time, especially if you've been sitting for long periods of time, it's quite a safe position to come into on the floor, and it allows for that beautiful movement in the hips. I hope it served, and I hope your lower back is feeling beautifully fluid, and I'll see you next time.